You're back already. Nice, nice. Sorry about the noise. Nothing I can do about it. I'm going to be loaded all day long. Hey, but I was thinking I could tell you a story. Very interesting story. Very funny story. Man, this road is rough. Going by the Trinity Lake where the fires were, and the road apparently melted or something because it's all rough. But everything's all burnt, as you can see. That used to be a green forest that you couldn't see through. Now we got it. But so I was thinking about this story. Now this isn't the kind of story anybody would like to tell about themselves, but it's interesting. We all do stupid things in life. You know, it happened, 35 years ago, so why not tell everybody about it? Actually, it happened 37 years ago. So, what happened? Okay, it was my first legitimate truck driving job where I actually had a driver's license to drive truck. No, it wasn't my first, my second. It was for Nancy Farragut Trucking out of Woodland, California. My job, I had a 69 Peterbilt with a 290 Cummins and a 5 and a 5 transmission. Yeah, 2 transmission, and they were both 5 speeds, so I was shifting all the time. I had a big wide steering wheel. It was huge. No power steering, you just crank on it. It was easy to steer, but I mean, you had to turn the steering wheel a dozen times before the steering tires would even budge. So, I was hauling containers from Oakland, California down to Long Beach. I would drop a set off, grab another set, go back to Oakland from Long Beach. And I would make 7 of those a week between Monday morning and Saturday afternoon. No, Monday morning and Friday afternoon. 7 of them. Ladies and gentlemen, that's highly illegal. And I was putting in 100-hour weeks. I was 19 years old. But when I got started, and the truck was so slow it'd take forever to get anywhere, and this one day I had to go pee really bad. Now back then you could just pull over and piss on the side of the road. Nobody said nothing. You know, this was in 1980, 81, 82, somewhere in there. But, yeah, it was 81. Nobody would say anything. You just did, but I didn't have time to do it. Now, it was a day cab. There was no sleeper on the truck. I hauled a set of doubles. It was 2-axle tractor. 27-foot doubles. I would put a 40-foot container on the front trailer and 2 40-foot containers on the back trailers, how I traveled. So I was pretty stretched out. I was going down I-5 one time. I was going southbound, yeah. And I had to go to the bathroom really bad. I didn't have time to pull over. So I set the throttle, the cable, you pull it out, set it, and the throttle keeps going. So I'm doing 58 miles an hour as fast as the truck would go. and the engine's just screaming, "Ah!" Now, this particular truck had running boards on the side. Now, from the steer tires to the drive tires was like a platform. I could open up the door and step out on the platform. Well, I opened up the door, stepped out on the platform, shut the door, reached in, held the steering wheel while going down the freeway. Cars in the northbound lane going by. Undid my zipper, pulled the mighty dragon out, and started pissing. I thought that would be a good idea. I thought I'd just get it over with and get back in and it would be good to go, right? Wrong. When you start off doing something stupid, it inevitably gets worse. Oh, I wish I wasn't shaking so much. Maybe that's... There we go. So, as soon as I started pissing, I didn't realize this would happen. But I figured the wind would just carry the piss off. That's right, I'd be pissing off. Nothing to worry about. I'd get relief, and the stuff would just vanish into the air. No. There are turbulence around the trucks, and the air goes like this on the side of the truck. So it hits the front of the truck, pushes out, then swirls back. I did not know this. When I started pissing, I realized it real quick. And in fact, I could see my piss go out, turn around, come back, and hit me in the face. Now, I tried to stop pissing, but I had to piss so bad I couldn't stop pissing. Here I am, going down the freeway at 58 miles an hour, holding the steering wheel, standing outside the door, pissing. Cars going by, some of them are honking and waving at me. And I'm pissing all over myself. By the time I was done, I was pretty yuck. And so it got done. I put the mighty dragon away. And then I went to get in the truck. The door handle on the outside was way down there. Now I got to hold the steering wheel. And the door handle's way down there. And the inside handle would work sometimes, and sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes you had to hit the door with your shoulder. Well, I'm standing outside the truck. I can't hit the door with my shoulder. So I'm like, okay, I'll just reach in with my left hand, have my back to where I'm going, and reach down, undo the door, and in I go. No. As soon as I get the door unlatched, it would close again. I couldn't coordinate getting the door actually open and holding on to the steering wheel and getting the truck. And I couldn't let go of the steering wheel. I had to have at least one hand on it, otherwise I would blow off. And I didn't want to get run over by my own trailers. That would be really embarrassing, not to mention messy. Well, I could just see some kind of emergency personnel walking up going, "Oh man, I ain't touching that, smells like piss." So I had to figure out what to do. Well, I decided to climb through the window. So I reach in, grab a hold of the steering with both hands, and start pulling myself through the window. And I made it. I'm here today to tell the story. It was just another stupid thing I had done in life that I made it through, no problems. It was yucky, messy. Nobody would ever know it if I hadn't told you. And the reason why I tell you this, because I'm proud of who I am, and I like myself. I actually love myself. But there are a lot of people out there that will have a life experience that will suck. It will embarrass them. And they hate themselves for it. And they can't get over it. We all make mistakes. Sometimes they have lifelong consequences, and sometimes they don't. But even the ones we make that nobody ever finds out about is still in the head. And you got to forgive yourself and just go on with life. And you got to learn to laugh at them. And you got to admit, if you was in the northbound lane that day, going along, and you look over, and there's a driver standing outside the truck, holding on to the steering wheel with one hand, and is dragging with the other hand, pissing while he went down the road, you would start laughing. I guarantee it. So, I just thought you might like to laugh. And try to cheer you up. Your own mistakes, learn to laugh at them. Life is meant to have fun and enjoy. And the secret of life is you'll never enjoy life unless you are able to compare it with some misery. Life must have contrast to it in order to enjoy the good times. There must be bad times. That don't mean you go out and look for bad times, because like this one story I heard, this billionaire, he goes down to Mexico to make an investment. He starts up a business, he invests $100 million. He has set a goal for 12 months to walk away from that business pocketing $200 million. He spent $100 million firing up the business. They expect to make $100 million and walk away from the business, thus giving him a walk away with $200 million. Pretty good for 1 year's work, right? Wrong. At the end of the year, this is how millionaires and billionaires think. At the end of the year, when he did all his accounting, and he's sitting there with his accountant, he looks at the figures and he starts crying. And the accountant's like, what's the problem? The billionaire goes, I lost $75 million. What do you mean, what's the problem? The accountant's looking at him like going, after all the overhead, after all the expenses, you're walking away with $125 million. That's $25 million more than what you had last year. That's a 25%, no, that's a 1/4%. Yeah, 25% profit on his investment. But that wasn't his goal. His goal was to walk away with $200 million. Therefore, walking away with $125 million was a net loss of $75 million. Now, a lot of politicians look at crap that way too, but what they're doing is they're counting our money as their money, and when they reach in our pockets to steal some money, they calculate how much they're going to bring out of our pockets, and if they don't bring out what they calculated, then they call it a loss, even though they stole X amount from us. They accuse us of stealing X amount from them because they didn't get what they wanted. Always remember, government is the new word for Satan. So whenever you're reading the code book, always remember wherever the word government is, you could just superimpose the word Satan over it, and then you will understand any code book. And I'll let you go and give you a warning. Do not piss while standing outside your truck while it's moving. Do not piss out the T-top of your Volkswagen Bug while it's moving either. That's a whole nother story. Okay? And that especially applies to women.